Okay, so here's a math problem that came across my desk. What is 6 3/4 plus 18/19? So we're adding a mixed number and a fraction, especially when these are unlike fractions. Well, let's talk about the whole number, 6, and same if there was a whole number as part of the second number. I'm just going to take that and set it to the side, and I'll bring it back at the end. The main event here that I want to pay attention to is adding the fractions. So this is really going to focus on fraction addition. Now these are unlike fractions. They have two different denominators, so we need to find the LCD. So we look at the prime factorization of 4 and 19. Now since 19 is prime, our LCD is just going to end up being the product of the two denominators, but that is not always the case. So that's why I'm going through the process for other cases. The prime factorization of 4 is 2 times 2, so the LCD is going to be 2 times 2 times 19, using 2 2's and 1 19, the most number of 2's, the most number of 19's. And so again, it just ends up being the product of the denominators, which would be what, 76, I think. Thinking about that, yeah, I think that's right. Okay, now I have to rewrite these fractions. I've got a 3/4. I need to raise that to a denominator of 76. There's my LCD. All right, let's put a box around that just to remember. That's my LCD. Okay, and what do I need to multiply by to raise from 4 to 76? Which is also to say, what factor or factors does the LCD have that the 4 does not? 19. So I need to raise this by a factor of 19. I need to multiply the numerator and denominator by 19. So 3 times 19 is going to be what, 57? I guess I'll put that in black. Probably a good idea. And then I've got my 18/19. Well, that already, no, it doesn't. Oh, no, yeah, that's right. The LCD is 76, isn't it? So I do need to actually raise that. I was thinking for a moment there it already had the LCD, but it does not. So I'm going to take my 18/19 and raise that to 76. And again, what factor do I need to raise by? Well, what factor or factors does the LCD have that the 19 does not? 2 2's, or in other words, 4, right? So I need to raise this by a factor of 4, multiplying the numerator and denominator by 4. And 18 times 4 is going to be 72. So now I need to rewrite my fraction addition problem. I'm still just paying attention to the fractions. I'm going to rewrite my fraction addition problem with my two new LCD fractions. So I have 57 over 76 plus 72 over 76. There are a lot of steps to this, so hang in there. Now I just add the numerators together. That would be 129. And the denominator stays the same. Let's see, did I get all that right? 40, 32, yep. Okay, so I get 129 over 76. Now that is an improper fraction, which normally I would just leave that way. But since this problem started with mixed numbers, that's clearly an indication that they're looking for mixed number form for our answer. So we're going to convert this improper fraction to a mixed number by division. We're going to divide 129 divided by 76. That's going to go in one whole time. 9 minus 6 is 3. 12 minus 7 is 5. The remainder is 53. The remainder goes in the numerator. The denominator is 76. I do need to reduce this fraction if possible, but 53 is prime, so that means this fraction is not going to reduce by anything other than 53, and 76 is not a multiple of 53, so this one does not reduce. Now it's important to notice here, I did get another whole number of 1, so now it's time for me to bring back that whole number 6 that I put off to the side from the beginning. Or if I had written this vertically, I'd be carrying the 1 into the whole numbers column. But it's time to combine these whole numbers. 6 plus 1, that's a really tough one. Let me get my fingers out. I think it's going to be around 7. I'm going to write it nice and big here. And then I've got my fraction part, which is 53 over 76. Okay, a lot of steps there. You can always, pause, slow it down, go back, watch it as many times as you need to. If you have a math problem that you would like me to demonstrate, put it in the comments and I will. Hope that helps.